Well, that wasn't fun. What's going on? I am Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we'll be breaking down the New York Jets versus Carolina Panthers. Before we get started today, I wanted to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY, and if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever it is that you get it. So this game did not go as Jet fans were hoping. The second half was a lot better than the first half, but we'll get into all of that here in just a second. So let's hop right into this game. A highly anticipated game. Sam Darnold versus the New York Jets and Zach Wilson. Jets start with the ball and they pick up a first down, but then quickly stall. Penalties would take them out of that drive, so they would punt it away. You would see on the first possession of Carolina what they were trying to do today, which was give the ball to Christian McCaffrey. He got the ball a ton. Really nice play from Michael Carter II on this drive to break up a pass on third down for the Jets to get off the field. Then we would see the Jets go into really what their offense would look like the rest of the first half, which was pretty much non-existent. The Jets would go 3 and out, and when they would punt, Braden Mann would get hurt. His own guy kind of held someone into where he was kicking. Amendola would come in, and he ended up having a couple of really good punts. I thought Amendola was great in an emergency role. Braden Mann, obviously something to keep an eye on, but the next thing here was probably the strangest part of the game. So the Panthers get the ball. They get it to the Jets 32. And on fourth down, Matt Rule decided to punt instead of trying to kick a field goal. It would have been 50 yards, but a very, very conservative play. Didn't quite get it, but they intended to punt. And, well, the offensive line, they struggled. Wilson tried a really deep shot to Elijah Moore. Probably should have been caught. Elijah Moore was pretty much non-existent today, which was a surprise to me. I thought that he would have a bigger role in the game today. He was really not that much of a factor. Probably should have had a tough start overall for the offense in this first half, especially at the end of one. No score. Biggest takeaway, sloppy offense, a ton of drops. The Jets would have, I think, 5 drops they'd finish the game with. Not great. But on this next time, the Jets would get bailed out. It looked like Carolina was going in to score the first points of the game, but Sam Darnold would fumble and Sheldon Rankins would recover the fumble on 4th and 1. Ball's around the 5-yard line, so Matt Rule trying to be aggressive, going for it on 4th and 1. Sam Darnold would fumble. I think he got banged up with his fullback a little bit and just dropped it. It was a bad exchange, and the Jets would recover, but well, there would be one big play, Wilson and Davis for 35 yards, which was good, the first time of offense showing any life. But then after that, picked off by Shaq Thompson. He just did not see him floating back into coverage. Linebacker baited the rookie. He made a mistake. Off the turnover, the Panthers would settle for 3 and go up 3-0. The Jets would end up turning the ball over on downs. I like that they were aggressive going for it on 4th and 1, but just I did not like the play call at all. Running to the left with Tevin Coleman. I don't think Tevin Coleman's a short yardage back. Jets didn't really have a short yardage back active today. They threw on 3rd down and then ran on 4th down. I'm just not quite sure what was going on here. In the first half, this was a note I had on this possession as well. George Fant, not good. I thought he had a really rough go of it today. More on George Fant versus Morgan Moses and a little bit in the second half for unfortunate reasons, but pause on that one for a second. Not good. Then you would have the big play of the game, which was Sam Darnold up top, Robbie Anderson, because of course, Panthers go up 9-0, missed extra point. The Jets were just getting slanted to death by Christian McCaffrey in the first half, it felt like. And then Sam Darnold would end up scrambling one in because the Jets offense didn't really do anything on that previous possession. So 16-0 at the half. Halftime thoughts. Defense was okay for the most part, except for the big play to Robbie Anderson. Joyner came out, and the backup safety did not play well on that Robbie Anderson big gain that ended up being a touchdown. The front 4 did not play well in the first half. Second half, significantly better, which is what kept them in this game. If they didn't play the way they did in the second half, then, well, I don't know what to tell you, but the Jets would have been blown out, I feel like. But 16-0 at the half. Panthers start the ball. Finally, John Franklin Myers sack. Panthers punt. Jets offense does nothing. Panthers offense stalls. And it's like, oh my God, this is going to be boring, boring, boring. Jets would go 3 and out. This was just offense again, not looking good. Amendola, another great punt here. Just kudos to him. Defense was looking really good for the New York Jets as well. Really containing the passing attack of the Panthers. They didn't get much going at all in the second half, which was great, other than Christian McCaffrey, who you knew was going to be a problem all day. But the Jets finally come up and pick up a couple of first downs, their best drive of the day. And then when the pocket is collapsing, you saw Zach Wilson to Davis on the run in the end zone for 23 yards. Unfortunately, though, Mekhi Becton would get carted off. Why? Because he got rolled up on. It was a freak play. I don't know why on Twitter there were people blaming Mekhi Becton or saying Mekhi Becton's an injury-prone player and all this stuff. I don't know how it's possibly Mekhi Becton's fault that he got rolled into on the back of his knee, but that was a storyline during the game, just things not going well. The Jets would go for 2 and get it. Zach Wilson would run it in. So 16-8, a one-possession game. This is the only time the Panthers would score in the second half. They would settle for a field goal to go up 19-8. Next possession, Jets offense does nothing. They were very quiet. Offensive line not playing very well at this point. They brought in Morgan Moses, played him on the right side. George Fant moved over to the left side. A little bit better. They would go on another drive in a couple of seconds here, but at first the Jets offense did not do anything after that, going down 19-8. Really wanted to mention here a great play by Javelin Guidry on third down, an open field tackle on Christian McCaffrey. If he didn't make that play, he would have picked up a first and more, and that pretty much would have iced the game. So the Jets would get the ball back, and guess what? They're moving it a little bit, and on his, I believe, first and only snap of the game, Denzel Mims, 1 reception, 40 yards. Go figure. Guy didn't play at all in this game. He gets put in the second half, makes a huge play, gets the Jets into the red zone, and then Wilson finds Davis again. 19-14, they would go for 2. Ball batted down at the line. No good. Jets try the onside kick, unable to recover. Christian McCaffrey picks up a first down, ices the game. 19-14 would be your final score today. So after a tough start with the interception in the first half and just completion percentage way down because of a really brutal first half of this game, Zach Wilson ended up coming back and playing okay. 20 of 37, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Not phenomenal numbers, but in the second half, he was significantly better. I don't think he looked like an issue. Me, the biggest issue on offense was the offensive line and just the inability to get the ground game going at all. Sam Darnold, when throwing to McCaffrey, looked really good. He made a nice play to Robbie Anderson. There were a couple plays left on the field, but stat line looks really solid for him. 24-35, 279 yards, 1 passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Christian McCaffrey was a beast on the ground. 98 rushing yards, 89 through the air. Jets did not do a damn thing running the ball. 17 carries for 45 yards. It was a brutal day on the ground. And unfortunately, when you only play one half of football, normally you don't win those games. It's a disappointing loss for the New York Jets. Was hoping for them to win a winnable game on this schedule. Jets played tight, covered the number depending on when you got it. If you got it earlier in the week at 5 or 5.5, 5 was a push, 5.5 covered. If you got it at 4 or 4.5, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's not what I was hoping for in week 1 of the season. Still early. You don't have to hit the panic button, but injuries, there was a lot of them. Sherwood left. Joyner left. Becton looked like a big one. It was rough. So next week, it'll be Jets Panthers. I'll have you covered throughout the week for more reaction and recap of this week and then leading into this upcoming week against the Patriots for the home opener. Let me know what you guys thought in the game in the comments below. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you next time.